The seventh stage of the Longines Global Champions Tour heads to the French Riviera and the traditional spot of the glamorous town of Cannes. The first round saw some interesting combinations, including clears for previous winner on the Longines Global Champions Tour, Doha champions Bassem Mohamed and Gunda.
Bassem Hassan Mohamed is fast enough and is the first to jump clear on Gunda. And he has had a difficult season so far, but this makes up for a lot.
Jessica Springsteen going so very close with RMF Zersili, but joining what would be a long list in the end of 4 falters.
74.90 would be the final time inside. The new time allowed is 70 seconds. Just drops the plank there for Jessica Springsteen.
Carl Cox agonisingly close to being a part of the jump-off. With just 1 time fault, he would be sitting on the sidelines.
He is running close for the time. It's going to be a very, very close call for 77. He's out.
Too close a call. It is 1 for time, 77.62.
Marcus Henning would go so close to being a part of that jump-off. That final fence just dropping, keeping the previous champion out of the showdown.
Like he always does on those short distances, creates a little bit of a curve in that line. Well, what a jump-off we're getting here if this man goes clear as well. Aining, no!
Spoke too soon, I'm afraid. Oh, and look of horror on the faces, and it's similar up here. It is just the 4. 1 down, last fence for Marcus Henning and Christie.
Peter Fredriksson, following on from the win here last year with Hansen WL, returning with H&M Christian K, would try to book his place into that jump-off once again. A pole just keeping them from going any further.
Oh, the blank is gone. No, it will not
I know
be
what it looks like, yes.
A back-to-back win.
It doesn't involve, sadly, Peter Fredriksson. So close, finishes on the 4, 74.50. 1 down for the Swedes.
The home hopes will be carried by Olivier Perrault and Venetia, the rider producing the best of the home performances to keep the crowds on the edge of their seat.
And now comes last fence. Dead quiet now in the stadium until now.
There we go. 1 for France. And that is a good news for the local team here.
Ben Mayer, 3rd in the championship overall, would have fences down on Explosion W, meaning this fast-paced horse would not be a part of the next round.
And there he is, finishing on 8. It's 73.17. Let's remind you who they are. Bassem Mohamed and Gunda to go first. Shane Breen, Ipswich Van der Wolfsack are the Monaco Grand Prix winners. Emil Hallenbeck, Jalisco, the 21-year-old Dane. Michael van der Vleuten, Verdi. Daniel Duyser, the series leader, Callisto Blue. Father Eric van der Vleuten, Wunschkid 19. Peter de Vos and Olivier Perrault. And then down to Belgium and Great Britain to take us into the final stages. Niels Bruynseels and Scott Brash. Bassem Mohamed is the man to start us off with the 13-year-old Gunda. Gregory Watherley looking closely. Giving a bit of advice down there. Willem Muser, as you mentioned, assistant trainer to Jan Tops and the team and part of the Qatari squad. Their final discussions on this 13-year-old horse. Past winner in Doha. Scott Brash will be watching closely. He's got time on his hands because he's going to be last to go. You can watch a couple and then make a few decisions.
Comes in straight away on an angle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's perfect. That's immaculate. Ben Mayer style coming into the combination and has it down. He had to try because he's on the slower horse and he had to put the pressure on. and he actually rode a very fast and a very good jump off. But unfortunately, it is a full score of 8 in the end, 35-47 the time.
Course that maybe just didn't quite suit them as well, finishing on a total of 8 there, 35-47 for Bassem Mohammed and Gunda. A lot of tight turning in there. And as super as this combination is, a tough one to come from the front, knowing what's coming behind and just having to put a little bit of pressure on, slightly maybe out of the natural rhythm of this horse. That is a superb jumper that finishes on a total of 8. A very good job, but pays on the way. Watching closely, Shane Breen, winner in Monaco last year. The Breeny Questions and the Atlantic horses, Ipswich Van der Wolfsacker, the 11-year-old, has the pace. Last year, he hunted to the finish in Monaco in that tight arena. Gives himself the space to this.
3 strides more than Bassem. One more here. It's not the biggest striding horse, but he's fast over the fences, doesn't spend any time in the air, very efficient. And now turns, drifts a little bit wide, up to the vertical of Longines, but gets the forward distance. Ooh, what a strong run, but it stands.
He looks back, yes, he says, thank goodness. 38.10, he's slower on time, as you say, that Bassem Mohammed was just adding a few extra strides in there, was making sure of the job. He goes clear. Shane Breen, Ipswich Van der Wolfsacker lead the way so far. There's still plenty to come, and there is room of daylight within that time. The question is, if they put that extra pressure on, is it going to lead to mistakes?
Yeah, but it is 2.5 seconds, and it's quite a lot, because Breen's also fast. Or you would expect Breen to be fast, but it just shows that Bassem really pushed, and Bassem showed the options.
Left a leg at the finish. Breen was just looking back. The expressions of those boys out watching, the difference in that. Whoa, yes.
Hallenbeck,
Shalisko,
21 years old. Also 9 strides. That turn from Bassem was sensational. Hallenbeck. That's a good move. Just a little bit quiet coming into the combination. Now he's got again room to speed it up and to open up without losing his position, without throwing the control and the connection away. And now it feels like the control's a little bit gone. Strong steering from Hallenbeck, who's now a little bit wider, sets him up for one more stride and then gets in there with 4 in 38-34. That is more or less the same time as Shane Breen, but with 4.
With 4, and as you say, I mean, Shane went a little bit wider on some of those turns, making sure of them. So there's quite a lot of turning in this jump off. I know that sounds a strange thing to say, but quite a lot of tight turning. Not so much of those long galloping, certainly to the finish. You're all coming back on yourself. And Shalisko just dropping the one fence, as you say. Similar time, Bassem Mohammed just shows how fast he was round at 35.47. Door open now for Michael van der Vleuten and Veritien, past winners in the Madrid Grand Prix. Can they do it here on French soil? 4th of our lineup. All nervously watching.
Those are the owners of Gancia actually already in position. Verdi has got the step and the experience to make that first turn tighter than Breen, tighter than Ipswich.
And he does.
7 strides, yeah, much tighter. Also here, turning over the fence.
Just not much faster, actually. And that's gone.
Just like Hallenbeck's. Just like Hallenbeck's fault, the back rail gave way. What does the time tell us? 4 faults in 36, no, it's 37.48. So half a second faster than Breen, but also on the 4, so he goes into second, Michael van der Vleuten.
Second spot for him, and son gone, father still to come. And Basim Mohamed's time looking lightning fast. So far, the rest sitting at 37.38 seconds. And this one will be the biggest indicator. Daniel Deusser looking to go for a double. Winner last week, could he be winner this week?
Double D for the double victory. Also a man with a sharp eye. Also somebody who should be able to do 6 strides from Longines to the Volvo. But he also explained us that Callisto has a tendency to get overexcited, so he can't fire all guns at the same time.
Now, to find the balance between all of it, gives himself space as he cuts across to get the second. That's tight, that's very tight.
Yep. Good shot. Come on, Danny. It's quite fast. Ooh, that's sharp. Whoa. He's got stretch to cover that back rail, no doubt. Come on, Danny, come on now. 38.10 to beat. He's so much quicker, Steve. This could be a back-to-back win for Daniel Deusser in Cannes.
Motoring through the finish, 35.94. 2 seconds faster, it was there to be done. Shane Breen will go into second. Daniel Deusser and Callisto Blue, the leader of the championship of the Longines Global Champions Tour, is looking to try and keep himself there with a really solid performance. Deusser goes for the double. Daniel Deusser, can he do Hamburg and Cannes back to back and keep himself well ahead of the field? But remember, Peter de Vos is still coming for him. That was a key point early on.
Yep, absolutely. And now they've got something to race for. Still, to give you an indicator, Basim was still half a second faster.
Breen watches. I think he knows that the likes of that was coming. Deusser blows out after that. Sean Lynch, the groom, alongside. With the horses around the world, wonderful group that work behind the scenes. Now, Erik van der Vleuten, Wunschkind's 19. Have they got the same turn of pace as Deusser and Callisto Blue? Really solid performance to be on that winning team alongside his son for the team competition. Be a lovely story.
Had to add a stride to the first fence, but look at this turn. Oh, no, too deep. And another one, that's unlucky. Trying to stay as tight as possible. He knows that the horse in general is a little bit slower than the leader. So he tried to keep the meters that he had to cover as low as possible. Here again, very much on the inside, just to stay as efficient as he could. What a weekend it has been for the Van der Vleuten family, from Madrid in motion. Michael still third, and Father Eric at this point sixth. But what a campaign for them.
Absolutely, a good week for them regardless of what happens, both into the jump off, but not quite the fairy tale finish. Erik van der Vleuten finishing on a total of 8 there, as you say, just trying to make up for maybe a just natural lack of speed on this huge jumping horse. Gambles on a few tight turns, but that is always going to be, as the accuracy is tested to the absolute limit, the chance of what can go. 2 down for Erik van der Vleuten and Wunschkind 19. Daniel Deusser leads 35.97. Shane Breen second. Belgium's Peter de Vos, 15-year-old Espoir. Again, not lacking in confidence, not lacking in experience. The man winner already this year, 2 winners already this year. Deusser and de Vos battling for that leading spot in the championship.
They're on the same flight home tomorrow to Brussels. Peter's wife, 2 meters away from us, nervous, biting her nails. De Vos also on the angle for the first oxer. The horse is a little bit slower over the fences than Callisto Blue, but it has got a much bigger stride than Duysser's horse. Ooh! Twists over the vertical. It doesn't have the same punch and edginess to it as Duysser's round, and he's half a second slower. Come on, Peter. Round for double clear. Not as fast as Duysser, but could get onto the podium.
Yeah.
And that's what it looks like. 37-39 and second place.
Second spot for Peter de Vos, and Espoir sits behind Daniel Duysser. Duysser 35.97, Shane Breen into third. Still wouldn't be a bad day for Shane Breen if he could stay there, because the other two have already qualified for the Super Grand Prix. So Breen would be in there once again, so he might be just praying that a few down the line don't just interrupt that podium at the moment.
Yeah, he wants to settle for third.
Yeah, third would be just fine. 3 left to come. Didier Perrault just waiting in the wings. Duysser done his part. That's the lineup so far. Duysser, De Vos, Breen on the clears. Olivier Perrault now, France. Nizier, he is the last of the French challengers and only French challenger in the jump of silence. Experience is the best, and there it costs.
Second behind, and the fault. And the finish for Olivier Perrault, Venezia, d'Aiguille. Fourth it is on a fast four, just faster than Van der Vleuten, 36.42. Also faster than De Vos, but one down in the combination. And an ovation from the home crowd for Olivier Perrault, the best French performance.
In 36 seconds, 42, il nous reste encore deux, toujours l'Allemagne en tête, Daniel Duysser qui résiste avec 35 secondes 97. On repasse aux couleurs de la Belgique en cadence, calme pour 4 minutes. Et Niels Bruynseels.
Duysser, De Vos, Breen, Perrault, Van der Vleuten, Hallenbach, Bassem Mohamed, and another one, Van der Vleuten, senior. 2 to go. Belgium and Britain. Here's Belgium.
Of the Prague Lions, Anna Rover watching on the same team. Now Niels Bruynseels, Gansir de Meuse, big Grand Prix winner last year in Dogenbosch.
Look at the angle that he's giving her already. Come on, girl. Combination, oh, he's quick,
That's
Steve.
quicker.
Yep, half a second quicker. Come on, Niels. He's got to get this turn quite tight. Come on, man, come on, get there. 35.97, his first ever win if he leaves this one up. Come on, Nelson.
He does, he gets there over the line, is quicker, 34.96. Niels Bruynseels continues the Belgian domination of the championship so far. It's 3 through for Belgium if he wins. Niels Bruynseels, Jérôme Guéry, Peter de Vos. Well, the noise level lifts up. And has Niels Bruynseels been the third Belgian to book his ticket in the Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix, but a super performance all the way. Edges out Daniel Duysser and De Vos. Breen drops to 4, so he won't be qualifying. Niels Bruynseels has to wait one more. It could all go wrong yet. There's one that stands in the way.
And that's a tough one. We've seen the fastest ride in 34.69, but the last man has got all the potential talent, ground speed.
34-69.
Bruynseels leads 34.69. He has to wait it out with one more who's been a twice winner of the Grand Prix here. Pretty support from Peter Charles. Could it be Brash to take it for a third time, going for the hat-trick? He's won it on Sanctos there. Rob Hoekstra, a man who's helped him many times on the ground before, and especially when he was part of the British team setup. A man who's believed in this man right the way through his career. Brash with that steely look in his eyes.
If he wins this, he will have ridden the perfect round.
Oh, close.
The horse on springs. Oh.
Is it fast enough? That's the question.
No.
Not quite.
But he can make up with a big stride. He's got a bigger stride than Kancia. Come on, Scott. Dare him. Now get it tight. Get it right deep.
It's down to the final run. 34, he's not going to be fast enough. It's going to go to Belgium. 35.66. And it's going in the direction of Niels Bruynseels. And he will qualify third of the Belgians to qualify for the championship. Thumbs up quite rightly. And Scott Brash going ever so close. But so far, the Super Grand Prix is looking like the Belgian Championships. Well, brilliant performance from Brash to try and take it to the line. He was just a fraction behind.
Big win, first ever Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix win for Niels Bruynseels and Kancia de Muse. Second, Scott Brash, and hello, Mr. President. Third, Daniel Deusser, our ranking leader, who remains on top of the ranking. 4, Peter de Vos, and 5, Shane Breen. All of those on double clears. 6, Perrault, 7, Van der Vleuten, 8, Emil Hallenbeck. Much credit to him with a fantastic result in this Grand Prix and in the jump-off. 9th, Bassem, and 10th, Eric van der Vleuten.
Well, Niels Bruynseels, congratulations. Your first ever win on the Longines Global Champions Tour. It's been a long time coming. How does it feel?
I have no words to win a Grand Prix like this. It means really a lot to me. I have to thank my horse because he won a great form, not only today, not only this weekend, but it's one of the best horses I have ever had in my life.
Well, you've had some wonderful success already. How are you feeling now about qualifying for Prague for the Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix?
I think this is something really special. To get something like this in your career, I think something great.
And for your round, I mean, you'd watched what was coming. You've got Scott Brash still to come behind you. What were your nerves like, and how did you feel that you'd done?
I knew I had to take some risks. I saw the round of Daniel, and I knew he was very fast. And lucky I had some good helpers in the warming up. They told me that I should take all the risks, and I did it.
And a quick one, we've got a great crowd in here. I'm sure a little message to the crowd, a thank you.
Le public est juste fantastique.
And let's have a look at the head-to-head of Bruynseels and Brash. And it looks like right from the start Bruynseels was ahead. And playing catch with Scott Brash, who couldn't get near the time of the Belgian bullet. Third Belgian to qualify for the Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix, and here with a lightning fast finish.
Daniel Deusser confirmed as the man still at the top of the championship race, and Peter de Vos just drops back a little bit. A good performance from him though to keep him touching distance. Niels Bruynseels leaps up into third. Michael van der Vleuten, another good performance to put him in fifth. Ben Mayer stays within the top 5. Peter Fredriksson, Scott Brash and Marcus Enning completing the top 8 in the championship so far, and still with quite a way to go. Those a bit further down, Bart Bless with those podium finishes in Madrid, Harry Smolders, all of those that can feature over the coming weeks as well. To the final stages, and they are top 20. Shane Breen within our top 20 on 79.5.
After a fabulous weekend under the lights here on the French Riviera. We'll return there in a few weeks' time. In the meantime, we head to the next, a new leg of the tour as we head to Sweden and Stockholm.